Your last power bill, look at it for a second. The average American household paid $144 a month for electricity in 2024, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. That's $1,728 a year. And that number has climbed every single year since 2021. Now, let me tell you about Jacob, a guy in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Last month, his power bill dropped to $12. Not because he moved, not because he bought a $20,000 solar system. He built a simple $15 control circuit using parts you can grab off Amazon today that quietly works against your meter every single hour the sun is out. Here's the part that stunned me. It's completely legal. The utilities know this loophole exists, and they are counting on you never finding out how to use it. Before we go any further, drop one number in the comments right now. What is your monthly electric bill? Just the number. I want to see the real data from real people. Now, I want you to stay with me until the very end of this video. Because at the end, I'm going to show you a technical document, a 1,978 report from the U.S. Department of Energy that almost nobody talks about anymore. It lays out, in plain engineering language, the exact electrical principle this $15 circuit is built on. It didn't come from a YouTube channel. It didn't come from a solar salesman. It came from the federal government, decades before the modern utility industry had any reason to bury it. I'm also going to explain why not a single solar contractor who knocks on your front door will ever walk you through this. Not one. And once you understand why, you'll never look at your power bill the same way again. Here's something the utility industry does not advertise. Between 2021 and 2024, 110 major electric utility companies across the United States reported a combined $186 billion in profit. That number comes from the Energy and Policy Institute, published in March 2026, based entirely on publicly filed financial data. We're not talking about revenue, we're talking about net profit. For every single dollar you paid on your electric bill during those 4 years, your utility company kept an average of 13 cents as pure profit. And here's the part that should make your stomach turn. While those profits were piling up, your rates were climbing right alongside them. The average residential electricity rate in America has risen 39% since 2010, according to the EIA. As of May 2026, the national average sits at 17.65 cents per kilowatt hour, and it's gone up 7.4% in just the past 12 months alone. Now, none of that is technically illegal. Utilities operate as regulated monopolies. You can't switch providers the way you switch phone plans. In most states, you pay what they charge, period. But here's what they don't want you to know. There is a legal mechanism written into the energy policy of 34 states plus Washington, D.C., that allows ordinary homeowners to run their meters in reverse, to generate their own electricity and subtract it directly from what they owe. It's called net metering. It's been federal policy since the Public Utility Regulatory Policies Act of 1978. They didn't invent a workaround for this law. They can't. What they did instead was make sure the process feels complicated enough, expensive enough, and bureaucratic enough that most people never bother trying. Let me walk you through the physics of this, because once you understand it, the whole thing clicks. Every home in America has an electric meter on the outside wall. That meter measures one thing: how much electricity flows from the grid into your house. The utility company reads that number and charges you for it. But here's what most people never learn. Anything that happens before that meter on the house side of the connection is completely invisible to the utility. Electricity you generate and consume inside your own home, before it ever touches the meter, is not counted, not billed, not tracked. This is called behind-the-meter generation, and it is the foundational principle behind every solar installation on Earth, from a $50,000 commercial rooftop array all the way down to a single 100-watt panel sitting in someone's backyard. Now, where the $15 circuit comes in is a piece of technology called a microinverter. Your solar panels produce direct current DC power. Your home runs on alternating current AC power. A microinverter is the device that converts one into the other, and more importantly, it synchronizes that converted power with your home's existing electrical frequency so the two sources can work together seamlessly. The math is straightforward. The average American home uses 863 kilowatt hours per month, according to the EIA's 2024 residential consumption data. A single 200-watt solar panel, running under 5 hours of direct sunlight per day, generates roughly 30 kilowatt hours per month. At the current national average rate of 17.65 cents per kilowatt hour, those 30 kilowatt hours are worth $5.30 in monthly savings, or more than $63 every single year. From one panel, from one $15 circuit component. And that savings compounds every year as utility rates keep rising. Every number I just gave you comes directly from the U.S. Energy Information Administration. I'll link the exact source pages in the description below so you can verify every figure yourself. I already know what some of you are thinking right now. I rent my apartment. My roof faces the wrong direction. I don't know anything about electrical work. I can't afford even a small solar system. I hear you. And if any of those describe you, this section is specifically for you because every one of those objections has a real answer. What you actually need to get started. You do not need a roof. A single panel can sit on a balcony railing, a south-facing fence, a patch of yard, or even a window ledge with the right bracket. Small-scale generation doesn't require a dedicated installation footprint. Here is the actual parts list. Every item available on Amazon today. 1100-watt monocrystalline solar panel, new or refurbished. Approximately $40 to $60. 1 UL 174. One certified microinverter, the Enphase IQ series, is the industry standard, though comparable certified alternatives exist approximately $80 to $120, MC4 connector cables and mounting hardware, approximately $10 to $15. Total starting investment, under $200. The $15 referenced in this video's title is specifically the cost of the basic circuit control component, the brain of the system which manages the synchronization between your panel output and your home current. The full starter build runs under $200, with a payback period of roughly 3 years at today's average electricity rates. One critical note on doing this right. To connect any generation equipment to your home's electrical system legally and safely, most states require that your equipment carries UL 1741 certification, the national safety standard for grid-connected inverters, and that you complete a brief interconnection application with your local utility. This is not as intimidating as it sounds. Most utilities process small residential applications within 2 to 4 weeks, and many have streamlined the paperwork significantly in recent years. Here is your 4-step starting point. Step 1. Go to dsiriesa.org, the database of state incentives for renewables and efficiency, and look up your state's net metering policy. This is a free, federally supported resource. Step 2. Call or email your utility's customer service line and ask specifically about their small generator interconnection process for systems under 1 kilowatt. Write that phrase down. It's the exact language that triggers the right department. Step 3. Purchase only equipment with the UL 1741 label. Do not skip this. Non-certified inverters can create a safety hazard called islanding, where your equipment continues generating power during a grid outage, creating a live wire danger for utility workers. Certified equipment has automatic shutdown built in. Step 4. Start with one panel. Monitor your bill for 3 months, then scale. Here is the bigger picture I want you to walk away with. The energy system in this country was designed at a scale that made distributed small generation impractical for most of the 20th century. Building a power plant and running lines to every home made economic sense when that was the only option. The utility monopoly model wasn't invented out of greed, it was invented out of necessity. But the physics of electricity has not changed, and the economics of small-scale generation have changed dramatically. Most energy content online focuses on off-grid systems, the kind where you disconnect from the utility entirely, build a large battery bank, and run everything independently. That setup is dramatic. It makes for great footage, but it costs tens of thousands of dollars and requires significant technical knowledge and property space. Grid-tied small-scale generation is the opposite of that. It doesn't require you to leave the grid. It simply reduces how much you buy from it, quietly, every day, 1 kilowatt hour at a time. This is the version that is actually accessible to the most people: a renter with a balcony, a homeowner with a small south-facing yard, a family that can spare $200 but cannot spare $20,000. The principle is this: you do not need to replace the entire system to stop paying full price for it. Every kilowatt hour you generate is a kilowatt hour you did not purchase. That math does not change regardless of the scale. Understanding this is more valuable than any single product recommendation I could ever make. Once you see your energy consumption as something you can influence rather than a fixed monthly tax, the entire question of what to do next becomes a lot clearer. Before this video ends, I want to ask you for one specific thing. In the comments below, tell me two things: the state you live in and your average monthly electric bill. That's it. No need to write a paragraph. Just Texas $210 or Ohio $130. Here's why I'm asking. I'm building a map. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to compile the data from this comment section and publish a follow-up video showing exactly which states have the highest savings potential from small-scale grid-tied generation ranked by average bill, SEIA, net metering policy strength, and average annual sunlight hours. Real data from real viewers shown on a real map. If that's something you want to see, hit subscribe, not because I'm asking you to, but because that video is coming whether you're subscribed or not, and I'd hate for you to miss it. The next video covers something that catches most people off guard: how to read the actual line items on your electric bill, the ones your utility is counting on you to never look at, and which ones you can legally challenge. I'll see you there.